Welcome back, everybody. It's good to be here again. It is tax season. We had a video last week. To start with, I want to do a couple more housekeeping things, and then the real purpose of this video is to talk about some of the scams out there with people trying to get your data, IRS scams, scams pointed towards your preparers, and make sure you're all aware of that and talk about how we're going to address those things and try to do that as quickly as possible. So let's start off with the housekeeping things. Last week we talked about the portal, and the portal is up, but I've attached a video to this email, and also it's going to be in the top of the video in the description down there, a video on how to access and use the portal, because maybe you've never done it. It shows you step by step exactly what the process looks like. If you haven't been in it before, we will probably have to invite you in. So if that's you, just send an email to frontdesk@pagetkc.com and they'll send you an invite, at which point then you can just walk through the video. It explains the whole process. Now, I do want to warn you though, the video, I made it 2 years ago, so some of the comments, they were related to some of the EIP and child tax payments that aren't relevant this year. So be aware of that. And that one also, at that point, we did the organizer checklist. This year, we're going to do a full organizer, so that'll be different. But other than that, the rest of it's very helpful to walk you through exactly how to do it step by step. Now, if you've been in the portal and you're like, I don't know, everybody else in the world, you've probably forgot your password by this time since last year. If that's the case, I'm also putting a video down right below, as well as in the email, if you got the email from me, that will give you how to reset the password. Walks you through it step by step, very simple, and that'll get you back in as well. So that covers that. Check that off. On the organizer, I do want to talk about that real quick. I said some things last week. Those are true. We need the engagement letters signed. I really need the checklist. That's really, really important to help make sure you're not missing out on any deductions or things that maybe I need to know about from a tax planning perspective or various other things. Very helpful. Once again, the answers are generally no. Yes tells me that I may need to ask more questions. But I want to be very clear, because sometimes people think they have to fill out the entire organizer. That's not what I want. For most of you, once you get past the checklist, the organizer, it's really just there to help you remember everything that you had the prior year. You know, last year maybe you had something from UMB Bank for interest income, or Bank of America, or whoever. Maybe you had a mortgage on your house, but you also had a second mortgage and you forgot about that little one because it's really a payment on your camper and you didn't even think about it. So it's just there to help you go through, say, do I have everything I need? I don't need you to fill it out. Some of you who have rental properties or who have a small business, you find it helpful to fill it out, and I'm okay with that. I'm not opposed, but you don't have to. That's just there to help you as a guide. So that should take care of that. Another thing we've been testing the last couple of years is Loom. And so what I've done is I've sent videos to people when I'm reviewing the tax return, because maybe your schedule doesn't really align with our schedule. You're working, you're really busy. And so I've just gone through and done a quick review of your tax return and sent you a video. We'll probably do more of that this year. Most people really, really liked it. So if you get that, we'll have a letter along with the rest of your package letting you know it's there. And the front desk or whoever calls you to let you know the return is ready will also let you know that's there. I won't do it for everybody, because if I'm able to get a hold of you and talk to you, then we really don't need to do a video. But it really worked out well for those who are busy. And so if you see something about Loom, that's what it's about. It's a quick, usually take me 2 to 5 minutes to kind of high level go through the return, hit the high points that I think that are important for you, and that way you know what's going on. So really nice feature. We'll be doing more of that this year. If you get one of those, that's what that's all about. Okay, now to the purpose of the rest of this video, and that's to talk about cyber cyber threats, right? The IRS has put out information to us as tax preparers that there's been a lot of threats out there with people trying to get access to your data through the tax preparer. And so what happens is they either pretend to be a prospect or a new client, and when they send us an email, they will also, sometimes through multiple emails, eventually get to where they give us a PDF download of their documents. And everything looks really good. Now, used to, we could tell pretty well. But now with AI, I mean, they can write emails that give you no indication that it's not true. They're really, really good. And so the problem is now is how do we know as a preparer if the information that you've submitted via email is really you, or did somebody hack your email, pretend to be you, and submit the documents? And the truth is, we don't. So because it's gotten so ridiculous, we're really going to want people to use the portal to upload their documents. And so that's why we're also attaching that video links at the bottom to help you through that if you've never done it before. It really is very easy and not much more challenging than your email. In some ways it's even better because then everything's in one place. But if you have us call you back and say, look, I can't take your documents that way, this is why. The threats are real, and we, I feel, have a responsibility to protect you and all of our clients. And so we're going to have to ask that, as a general rule, either use the portal or drop it off at the office. A lot of you prefer to do that, and that's fine too, not a problem there at all. But I wanted to explain what's going on out there and why we're doing this, and it's because we're trying to protect you. So hopefully you all understand that, and you'll work with us to do this and keep the bad guys, the bad actors out of our data, out of your data, and keep us all safe. So that's what's going on there, and that's why it's going on. I also wanted to talk about some stuff. Let me bring that over to this screen. As far as the bad actors aren't just coming for me and our firm, they're also coming for you. And once again, like with AI, they can write emails that are impressive, and they can look very official. They're very, very good. It's scary good. Not trying to scare you. Actually, I am trying to scare you because I'm trying to protect you. So just going over some basic rules here. The IRS will never demand instant payment or threaten immediate arrest. That's not how they operate. They send out letters to you. The IRS does not ask for payment via debit cards or prepaid debit cards or gift cards or wire transfers or Western Union. Scammers often demand these kind of unconventional payment methods, and I want to make sure you guys are aware that's not how the IRS operates. The IRS does not contact you via email or text message. They don't contact you on social media, Facebook, Twitter, or whatever it is nowadays, X, or I don't even know. You know what I mean. That's not how the IRS works. So don't get caught up in that. And if you do have some of this occurring, the IRS is asking that we all help and report it. And the email that they have is phishing@irs.gov. That's phishing@irs.gov. They've got a whole task force dedicated to dealing with this because it's such a problem. I know a lot of you guys have had fraudulent tax returns filed because we've helped you clean that up. And the bad guys are only getting better, especially now that they have AI that can write really good content that looks like the real deal. So I just want you to be aware of it. The IRS is not going to contact you like that. They're going to send you letters. If you have something like this, don't ever give them your personal information or your bank information or things like that. If it's something like that, that's a good time to reach out and ask for us to help you make sure that you're dealing with the IRS. So please, please, please don't fall victim. And that's what I really wanted to talk about. And they're looking to try to get into your email, hack you. They're also trying to get data from us. And so we all have to work together. So please use the portals as much as possible. Drop off in person. If we ask you to go ahead and put it in the portal instead of through an email PDF, please understand we're only doing this to protect you. And so that was the main thing I want to talk about today. Season's starting to get going. It's kind of exciting. And it's kind of... well, I'm going to be working a lot, so I don't want to complain. I'm thankful to have you all. So once again, happy to work for all of you. Thankful to have the opportunity. Hopefully you find what we do to be beneficial, and let's have a wonderful season.